Board Member Morales will not be here today, just so you know. Okay. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon or evening. Welcome to the Anaheim Elementary School District April 27th board meeting. I am AESD Board President Juan G. Alvarez, and I call this meeting to order at 5 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Para español, puede conectarse por teléfono de la siguiente manera. Llame al 478-419-0164. Cuando se le pida, presione el PIN o la clave 191-449-362 y la tecla numeral. Any member of the public has an opportunity to address the board in person during the agendized public comment sessions, or they may choose to submit their public comments online by 12 p.m. today. Comments submitted online will be read during the appropriate agendized public comment session. Let's begin with roll call. To my right, we have Board Member Mark A. Lopez.
Hello.
Then we have Board Member Dr. Paulo Macalas.
Hi, everyone.
Board Member Ryan Reles will not be present today. Then we have Board Clerk Jackie Philbeck.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Again, I'm Board President Juan Alvarez. Let's move on to item 1B, public speakers for closed session agenda items. There are no public speakers for closed session agenda items that were received as of 12 p.m. today. Item 2, let's move to adjournment to closed session. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion. A second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor of moving to closed session, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, any opposed? Nope. All right, let's go to closed session. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Anaheim Elementary School District April 27th board meeting. I'm AESD President Juan Gabriel Alvarez, and I call this meeting to order at 6:34 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Spanish interpretation of the board meeting is available to attendees. Para español puede conectarse por teléfono de la siguiente manera. Llame al 478-419-0164. Cuando se le pida, presione el PIN o la clave 191-449-362 y la tecla numeral. Let's begin with the flag salute. Dr. Johnny, will you lead us, please? Thank you.
Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Downey. Let's move on to introductions and roll call. To my right, I have board member Mark A. Lopez.
Good evening, present.
Then we have Dr. Paulo Magalas, board
Hey,
member.
everyone.
Board member Ryan A. Ruelas will not be present tonight. Next, we have board clerk Jackie Philbeck.
Good evening, everyone.
I'm Juan Alvarez, your board president. And to my left, we have Dr. Downing, superintendent.
Good evening, everyone.
And we have Dr. Mary Grace, assistant superintendent of educational services.
Hello.
Then Dina Melland, our assistant superintendent of human resources.
Good evening.
Next, we have Jesse Chavarria, assistant superintendent of administrative services.
Good evening, everyone.
And then to my right, we have Tracy Golden, senior director of school safety and operations.
Good evening, everyone.
And then we have Yesenia Ureño, senior administrative assistant 2.
Good evening, everybody.
We also have Iris here. Hi, Iris. All right, and then in the back, we have Alina Avelar Roque and Yasmin Anaya, our interpreters. We also have in the room Janice Cato, our technology support technician. And in the back, we have Brian Brooks, our media service supervisor, and I believe another gentleman, I'm not sure. And Ben Hausman is in the back as well, helping out. Welcome, everybody. All right, onward to item 3C, report of closed session actions taken. Item 1, the board met in closed session to discuss the district's Roosevelt Elementary School reconstruction project and potential claims by the project's contractor, Balfour Beatty Construction. The board voted to approve a settlement agreement with Balfour Beatty Construction to resolve all pending and future claims and complete the project. The board voted unanimously to approve the settlement agreement and authorize the superintendent or a designee to execute the settlement agreement and take all actions necessary to complete the project pursuant to the terms of the settlement agreement. All right, and then it was voted 4-0. Item 2 in closed session, public employee discipline, dismissal, release. In closed session, the board voted 4-0 to suspend classified employee number 0427202205 without pay for 8 days, and that vote was 4-0. Okay, and that was all the action taken during closed session. Let's move on to item 3D, adoption of the agenda. At this point, I'd like to make a motion to revise the agenda and to table the items in special order of business 4A and 4B and action calendar 9B3 and 9B4 to May 11th. Can I get a second?
I second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of tabling that item, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Opposed.
Okay, we have 3-0. All right, motion carries. Oh, one opposed, sorry. Oh, sorry, one opposed, motion 2-1, sorry. 3-1, I'm so confused right now, I apologize. Okay, so the vote is 3-1, motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for the help. All right, let's move on to special order of business. Item 4A has been tabled, right? Oh, sorry. Can I get a motion to adopt the remaining portions of the agenda?
Second.
With the changes. Do I read the whole line of all the changes we made? Okay. All right. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda or adopt the agenda with the revision to table the postpone the item of special order of business 4A and 4B and action calendar 9B3 and 9B4 to May 11th? I didn't see that. And the consent calendar items 4A.4, 8A.6, 8A.7, and 8A.8, budget number 0136425225-5823. Do I read all of that? Okay, has been amended to read, just keep reading all of that? Okay. 0140445210-5120, and then consent calendar item 8A.5, budget number 0134652225-5823 has been amended to read 0136445231-520. Item 8C2 was removed and requested of the administration prior to the adoption of the agenda. Now can I get a motion? Sorry. All right, I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Okay, motion carries 4-0. All right, so special order of business, we tabled item 4A and B. All right, let's move on to item 5, news and updates. 5A, parent leadership group updates. There is a PTA parent group update tonight. Today we're getting a presentation by PLI parent Rosa Bond. Welcome, Rosa.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, Board President Alvarez, Board and Cabinet, and those that are present. My name, for those that don't know me, my name is Rosa Bond. I am a parent leader at Orange Grove Elementary School. I currently have a Mark, who is in TK, and James, who is in 2nd grade, attending. I have been an active volunteer since James started preschool, so that's been a while, but I've been in PLI for 4 years now. I have been in almost all the committees, and also I have attended some, represented some parents in some committees and interview panels, and I'm currently in the Emergent Bilingual Service Council and LCAP at the district level. I also continue to engage in DAC-TLAC, School Site Council, PTA, and obviously supporting Orange Grove with parents, supporting in whatever is needed with FACES. Thanks to all the experience in PLI, I have been also able to develop my home and school community, my leadership to engage in a different level that I never expected, which is amazing that we offer this for other parents as well. One great example of that is recently myself, Myra Reyes, and Maritza Bermudez represented ASD parents in the, let me say this, in the Orange County Business Council annual dinner and board installation. So that night has been dedicated to reflect on the previous year's successes and looking to their future challenges and opportunities. And that was held April 7th at the Disneyland Hotel. That initiative in the leading educational attainment for families, which was also known before as, one second, as the, it was formerly known as the educational attainment, formerly known as the Latino educational attainment. So they just got some changes so that they can be more exclusive, which that's what we do at AESD as well. And also, we were given that opportunity to attend and to really represent families and the importance of education. So imagine as a parent sitting in a fancy dinner at the Disneyland Hotel and just reflect and hearing business people talk and the importance of education, and having ASD parents be present in that, hearing that potentially their children can participate or work in those corporations. So we had a standing ovation where they acknowledge the education is an important component in that. And as a parent, that was the greatest experience ever. And, you know, I'm just excited that our parents get to engage that. And it's also encouraging, you know, for our own development and education, maybe possibly going back. So I think we have a great PLI program that not only helps develop my leadership as, you know, for my own self, but others that get the opportunity to engage in these opportunities. So wanted to share that, and hopefully we'll have a picture to share with all of you, because I think visually it was, we got to dress up, so we didn't even recognize each other. We're like, who are you? So that was very, that was fun, and it was great to represent ESD in that kind of level. I was not expecting to engage in that, but I think being a PLI parent, imagine the opportunities, and we're only getting started, so I'm very excited. So parents have been looking forward to and are excited to welcome back our community as the restrictions have been lifted. So we wanted to share the talents that a lot of parent leaders have, hidden talents and some talents that we accumulated during COVID with our tech savvy now, and also continue to be really open-minded to being open and learning different things. So we're excited. We also have upcoming events for our parent leaders, like Doctora Yadira Moreno mentioned last board meeting. Our PLI parents were able to receive a professional development training for a pathway to reclassification, with giving the opportunity for parent leaders to participate in a pathway to proficiency chalk activity during open house. So look out for those in your visits, since they all gonna vary, because since our schools are all unique. Another date to save in your calendar is the invitation to May 19th, which is our PLI brunch, which is gonna be at St. Boniface for this year. So I hope to see all of you there, where we're gonna give those parent leaders, you know, thank you for all that you've done, all the accomplishments, and we're just motivating them for next year, because a lot of things are coming in person, so it's kind of a nice transition to the possibilities that are coming. And also for them, still continue to engage in those meetings, even though some of them were held virtual. You know, DAC-DLAC, School Site Council, PTA, interview panels, LCAP committee, parent leadership, budget advisory. I know some of them are very active, and a lot of parents also have participated, like myself, in various committees. So most of them are the same parents, but we want to use this opportunity in this year to engage new parents and continue to engage new parents, because I know we all miss the social component of being a parent leader, and also seeing and visually seeing a parent. It gives us great benefit to be able to connect. You're like, hey, I started where you were now, and look at the accomplishments that we've created. And so I'm just looking forward to what's coming. There's a lot of talent, and I can't wait for you guys to see that. As parent leaders have so much ability, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to really put us out there, because we in PLI, not only are we receiving trainings, but we're also getting leadership skills that we're also able to get jobs using those skills. So we're remarkable. You know, we have experience, and you know, for some of us, we didn't have a college education, we didn't finish, and just being part of this committee allows us to go for those kind of leadership positions and actually get hired. So you'll see some of our parent leaders working in nonprofits, or even having their own nonprofit organizations, because of the skills that we received here at Anaheim Elementary School District. So I'm very proud of that, and hope for the next time you'll continue to hear various parents come up here and shake off the nerves and share what a great opportunities we're doing as parent leaders. So Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rosa. Appreciate it. Next, we have association updates. There's an association update for CSCA this evening to be provided by, is it Maribel here? Yeah, Maribel Fernandez, President, and Maria Alejo, Vice President. Welcome.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Board President Alvarez and board members and our cabinet. To my right over here, I'm Maribel Fernandez, your CSA Chapter 54 President. And then we have Maria Alejo to my right, who's our VP1, and Omar really behind me. That's our VP2. So we just wanted to take a quick opportunity to say it has been a while since we were here the last time. And since then, we've been having members and leaders address issues or concerns that have worked well. We have also had the opportunity to work collaboratively with many of our administrative and union team members to address situations if needed. Our chapter looks forward to the CSEA conference in July. At the end of July, we had a lot of members interested in attending. Several reclassification studies were done, and as you know, we completed negotiations and we're in the process of starting once again. So we know we will have each of your support as we work through this critical process and outcome for our members. We appreciate the continued partnership with our mission of addressing CAC concerns at the lowest level possible and in the best interest of all concerned. So now that I read the official speech, I would really like to say thank you very much to our cabinet here, because we've just been doing great, working collaboratively and working together to find different ways to help our membership, to make sure that the outcomes are really good, to provide them the resources that they need, and to be able to support them in any way. Yesterday was Bus Driver Appreciation Day. We were able to celebrate that, and it was really great that Ms. Philpett came over and supported us as a board member. It was great that our cabinet was out there and enjoyed some tacos with us. We missed the rest of you, of course, but you know, maybe we'll have another taco bar day. But really, we really like to appreciate how we not only walk into a room and sit down for a meeting and we present our concerns, and whether they be negative or positive, we just look at everything, and we come up with really great ideas together, and we find the solutions, and we get them taken care of every single time. And I think that that's what our membership has been looking for. And I'm glad that they've been able to see that. It's taken a little bit of time, but hey, we're getting out there. People are letting us know that, hey, you know, thank you. We see change. We see everything that's happening right now, and we appreciate your support. So that only comes with all of us working together as a team. So again, personally, and my friends over here, I don't know if they're going to talk, but just really thank you for continuing to collaborate and continuing to support us and just being there. So thank you very much.
Thank you, CACA. All right, we're moving on to item 6, public speakers. It looks like we have one public speaker. Could I have Christopher G. come up? You have 3 minutes. And just so you know, we're going to put 3 minutes on the clock. When you get down to 1 minute left, Board Clerk Philbeck will hold up a yellow card for you, signaling that you have 1 minute left. And then when your time runs out, she'll hold up a red color so you can tell that the 3 minutes are up. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I am Christopher R. Gannier, candidate for Orange County Board of Education Trustee Area 2. Your elementary school district falls into my area, so I thought I'd come by and introduce myself. I'm a longtime resident here in Orange County. I attended Edison High School down in the Huntington Beach High School District. I attended USC, the University of Southern California, and graduated in architecture. And I went straight into school architecture. I worked for the Blue Rock Partnership, also known as TBP Architecture, for 8 years. And then I also worked for GKK Works, which has now become Canon Design, also a school firm, for 4 years. And so I know a little bit about school construction and getting through DSA and some of the difficulties that schools have in getting their drawings approved and complying with the education code to make sure that the classrooms are the right size, and all of those kinds of things. I also have 3 kids. They're now adults, but they went through school. I actually did do at least one project here in the Anaheim school district area, although most of my projects in Orange County were in the Placentia-Yorba Linda School District. But I've also served here in my city, Costa Mesa, on the Historic Preservation Committee, and I served on the Sonora Elementary School Bond Committee, so I know a little bit about the finances that all of you have to read through and approve. I want to make things better for Anaheim Elementary School District. I want to make things better for every school district across the county. And I feel like I can do that by being on the Board of Education. My name is Christopher R. Gannier, candidate for Orange County Board of Education, Trustee Area 2. And I ask for your vote. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to item 7, Superintendent's Report. Okay, the Board of Education is requested to declare a public hearing for the purpose of hearing comments regarding the 2022 through 2023 initial contract proposal presented by Anaheim Elementary Education Association, AEA, to the Anaheim Elementary School District with respect to negotiations for the 2022-2023 school year. Do we have any speakers? Okay, hearing none. No input from the public, so I'm going to request that we close the public hearing and act on the following item. It is recommended that the Board of Education officially receive AEA's 2022-2023 initial contract proposal. Can I get a motion? I have a motion, Lopez. Second, Philbeck. Any discussion? Sorry. All right, all in favor of approving the contract proposal, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Item C, the Board of Education is requested to declare a public hearing for the purpose of hearing comments regarding the 2022-23 initial contract proposal presented by Anaheim Elementary School District to the Anaheim Elementary Education Association with respect to negotiations. Did I ever say that? Oh, yeah, okay. To the Anaheim Elementary Education Association, AEA, with respect to negotiations for the 2022 school year. Any comments? Okay, after hearing no input, I'd like to request to close the public hearing. Okay, it's recommended that the Board of Education officially present its 2022-2023 initial contract proposal to the Anaheim Elementary Education Association, AEA, and direct staff to proceed with the negotiation process. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion, Lopez.
Second.
Second, Macalas. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? None. Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. The Board of Education is requested to declare a public hearing for the purpose of hearing comments regarding the 2022-23 initial contract proposal presented by the California School Employees Association and its Chapter 54 of CSEA to the Anaheim Elementary School District with respect to negotiations for the 2022-23 school year. Any public comment? Seeing none, I'd like to request to close the public hearing. Okay, it is recommended that the Board of Education officially receive CSEA's 2022-23 initial contract proposal. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion, McCullough.
Second.
Second, Lopez. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? None. Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. The Board of Education is requested to declare a public hearing for the purpose of hearing comments regarding the 2022-2023 initial contract proposal presented by the Anaheim Elementary School District to the California School Employees Association and its Chapter 54 with respect to the negotiations for the 2022-2023 school year. Any public comment on this item? No? Okay, so I request to close the public hearing. It is recommended the Board of Education officially present the 2022-23 initial contract proposal to the California School Employees Association and its Chapter 54, and I direct staff to proceed with the negotiation process. Could I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Okay, a motion Lopez, second Philbeck. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Okay, item I, AESD return to in-person instruction update from Dr. Downing and Tracy Golden and Dr. Yadira Moreno, Director of School Safety and Family Community Engagement.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm here to present some data and some updates regarding COVID. No? Okay. Okay, can you? Okay, thank you. So these are our COVID testing numbers. These are the testing that takes place over at Key Elementary School and also at all of our school sites. You can see back in March, we were doing 500, 550. April 11th was our spring break. And then last week, the week of April 18th, we did 418 tests. Next slide. We continue to have COVID testing for anyone in the community on Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 6 over at Man and Ponderosa. So some changes that have been made. Cal OSHA on April 21st approved a third revision of their ETS, which are their emergency temporary standards, and this will take place or be effective on May 6th. Some of the major changes on there is the quarantine of close contacts. So they now are deferring to the CDPH guidance, which now states that if someone is in close contact, an employee is in close contact to someone who is COVID positive, as long as they are asymptomatic, they do not need to quarantine regardless of their vaccine status. But they do need to test 3 to 5 days, and it's recommended that they test 3 to 5 days after that exposure. So the focus is on symptoms now rather than whether or not they're vaccinated. In fact, the term fully vaccinated has been deleted from the standards. For our purposes, we were already not differentiating between vaccinated and unvaccinated when it came to masks and testing. The ETS only required us to offer those to our unvaccinated employees, but we've always offered it to everyone, so that doesn't really change anything for us. The clean and disinfection rules have been eliminated, so the high-touch areas that need to be disinfected throughout the day, they've taken that part out. Also, partitions and barriers are no longer required to be considered if there is an outbreak. Their main concentration is on air filtration and improving the indoor air. The California Department of Public Health also updated their guidance for students. If you remember previously, if a student was exposed to a positive person in school, they could continue to come to school. But if they were exposed out in the community or out, in their home, they had to quarantine. Well, now, regardless of their vaccine status or location of exposure, they can now continue to come to school as long as they are asymptomatic. So it kind of matches the Cal OSHA standards. California does still require that all workers in schools, which are employees and volunteers, provide proof of vaccination or they take a COVID test weekly. So we are continuing this. This is a public health order that is not affected by the new updates from Cal OSHA or the CDPH student guidance. We continue to offer give out at-home tests for our staff and our students. So on April 8th, every school and department distributed the COVID-19 testing kits for staff and students. Also, our students received a PPE package that contained masks, hand sanitizer, and wipes. So you can see there that almost 19,000 COVID tests were given out, and a little over 18,000 prepackaged kits of PPE were distributed. And I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Moreno.
Good evening. Go ahead, Janice. Thank you. I'm going to start just again with our expanded learning opportunities, our program goals, and what we've been working to develop throughout this entire school year. You will be getting the full program guide, I believe, the next board meeting, so you'll be able to see it. But these are the program goals that guide our work. Go ahead, Janice. Thank you. Currently, we have 7,626 students participating in our after-school programming. In our Anaheim Achieves partnership with the YMCA, we have 2,389 students, which is up about 30 students since the last time I was with you. For our ELOP program, we have 5,237, which is up about 200 students since I was last with you at last board meeting. So about 225 students have increased since the last time we were together. In ELO, go ahead, Janice. In ELO, we're still sending our monthly newsletter. On average, we get about 15,000 reads of it, and a lot of dialogue that it promotes from our parents. So the email function works perfectly to get a hold of me or anyone in my office. Parents are very quick to send an email about modifications or how they can enroll their child, or can we add another child into the YMCA, whatever it is. So it's a great way, two-way communication for our parents. Our next newsletter will be sent out next week, so 5/5. It always goes out the first week of the month. This picture is at Jefferson Elementary, one of our Seagram assemblies, which is Danza Azteca. So just wanted to share that with you. The kids are up there enjoying the assembly. In the next, this next picture captures our Barton ELO and YMCA scholars with Baba the storyteller. And they engage in song with him through African storytelling. It's beautiful, and I just love this picture. It makes me happy. It's beautiful, the setting with the tree. So I wanted to share that with you. We are moving, this week, we are collecting student voice surveys. So our goal is to have at least 100 surveys from each school. So as we're doing that, they're also participating in naming our ELO program, and that this will also be in your board update. So feel free to cast your vote. We're moving from expanded learning opportunities to another name. So the site coordinators and our advisory committee really wanted Anaheim to be in the name. So some of the options are Anaheim SOAR, which SOAR would stand for Student Opportunities for Achievement and Readiness. Anaheim Building Blocks, and you see the E, the L, and the O capitalized there. Anaheim Learn and Play, and Anaheim Grows. So the students are also voting for the name, so we'll see what happens next month. More information to come. In our parent engagement section, it's Volunteer Onboarding Month, which is basically what's in front of you. When our parent comes to our office and is processed through the volunteer system, they will receive an official black AESD shirt. They will receive a lanyard and also one of our name badges. I kind of went ahead, but it is an online application process. So it is on our website. They will be receiving this information also through our family newsletter tomorrow. We've been having this discussion the last couple months in all the various parent stakeholders, answering questions in collaboration with Tracy in order to make sure that we are following all state orders to have volunteers on our campus. So there is 2 tiers. You could go ahead, Janice. 2 tiers. One more. This is the online application, and when they sign up, they are choosing to be a tier 1 or a tier 2 volunteer. A tier 1 volunteer is pretty much any volunteer on our campus. A tier 2 is the one who we're defining as frequent and prolonged exposure to students, and they will be fingerprinted. Perfect, thank you. They will be fingerprinted, and they also will be TB tested. And we will be providing all the appointments, all the information, and all the support for our parents to be able to access that information and go through the process. They will still be raptored in. So that process they have down. The only difference will be the initial processing will be through the school's family and engagement office at Key, where they will then be able to communicate with the school sites that they have been officially vetted through our online application process. Last week, we celebrated Volunteer Appreciation Week. We sent out the blue shirts to our parents, so they will be having 2 shirts in general to wear when they're at our school sites. And we have 354 active volunteers across our 24 school sites, and they truly make a difference, as we all know that and appreciate, and Ms. Bond shared with you. These are our Barton parents when they received their t-shirts, so the Barton volunteers were really happy and smiling. And that is all we have. Any questions for our departments?
No, thank you for all you're doing. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on. Just so you know, everybody, these presentations will be posted on the district website at the tab where you see Board of Education by tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Let's move on to item A, consent calendar. Items listed under the consent calendar are considered to be routine and are acted on by the board in one motion. There is no discussion of these items unless a board member, staff, or the public requests specific items to be discussed and or removed from the consent calendar. Are there any items at this point that need to be pulled or that you would like to pull? No items? Okay. All right, so it's recommended the Board of Education approve and ratify the following consent calendar items. Can I get a motion? Have a motion, Lopez.
Second.
Second, Magalis. Any discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the consent calendar, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 4-0. All right. All right, moving to item 9, right? Yes, 9, action calendar. 9A, Superintendent's Office. It's recommended the Board of Education receive for first reading revisions to the following board policies and administrative regulations.
So moved.
Have a motion,
Second.
have a second. Any discussion on the items? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Move on to item 2. Is recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2021-22/36 designating Wednesday, May 11th, 2022 as California Day of the Teacher.
So moved.
All right, do I have a second? Okay, any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Item 3, it's recommended that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2021-22/37 designating the week of May 16th through 20th, 2022 as Classified Employee Week throughout the Anaheim Elementary School District.
So moved. Or second. I'll take it either.
A motion by Philbeck and a second by Lopez. Let's go with that. Okay, any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Item 4. It is recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2021-22/3 acknowledging campus supervisors and school safety assistants for their hard work, dedication, and daily support for our students and declaring Thursday, May 19th, 2022 as Campus Supervisor and School Safety Assistant Appreciation Day throughout the Anaheim Elementary School District.
So moved.
Have a motion from Lopez. Second, Philbeck. Any discussion? All right. All in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. All right. B, Educational Services. Item 1. It is recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2021-22/32 acknowledging school crossing guards for their continued excellent service to the youth of our community and declaring May 10th, 2022 as School Crossing Guard Appreciation Day
So
throughout
moved.
the Anaheim Elementary School District. I have a motion and a second. Motion Magalis, second Lopez. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. It's recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2021-22/33 designating May 11th, 2022 as National School Nurse Day throughout the Anaheim Elementary School District. I have a motion from Philbeck. I have a second from Lopez. All right, any discussion? No? All in favor say aye.
Well, I just wanted to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just one comment. May is shaping up to be a rather busy month, so
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any other further discussion? Oh, no. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Okay, just to make a comment, item 9B3 has been tabled and it's postponed until May 11th. Okay. All right, let's go to item 4. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Also, item 9B4 has been tabled and postponed to May 11th. Thank you, Dr. Downey. Okay, let's move on to C, SELPA, none. D, Human Resources, item 1. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the Anaheim Elementary School District initial contract proposal to the Anaheim Elementary Education Association, AEA, with respect to contract negotiations for the 2022-23 school year. Got a motion, Lopez? Got a second, Philbeck. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Item 2, it's recommended that the Board of Education approve the Anaheim Elementary School District's initial contract proposal to the California School Employees Association and its Chapter 54 with respect to the contract negotiations for the 2022-2023 school year.
So moved.
Motion from Lopez. Second, Philbeck. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Item 3, it is recommended the Board of Education approve the appointment of applicants numbers 042720022-01, 042720022-02, and 042720022-03 to the position of principal, effective date to be determined at site to be determined. That was a tongue twister. All right, any motion to approve? I have a motion from Lopez. I'll second it. All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Dina.
Thank you. Okay, we have a long one here. First, congratulations to Tatiana Alegria. Tatiana started with AESD in 2005, where she was hired as a 5th grade teacher. She also worked as a TOSA, PD, and is currently the vice principal at Sunkist School. Tatiana has served in education both in AESD and outside the district for 28 and a half years. On July 1st, Tatiana will begin as the principal at Stoddard School. Congratulations to Tatiana. Second, congratulations to Monica Barrow. Monica has worked in AESD for 25 years. She began as a 1-2 combination teacher at Lincoln Elementary School, has worked at Lincoln, Ross, Loera, and now is the vice principal at Juarez School. On July 1st, Monica will begin as the principal at Loera School. Congratulations to Monica. Congratulations to Denise Victoria. Denise began employment with AESD in 2019 and currently serves as a vice principal at Ross Elementary School. Denise has served in education both in AESD and outside the district for 22 years. On July 1st, Denise will begin as the principal at Westmont Elementary School. An announcement of these 3 assignments, as well as reassignments of current principals, will be made through a district-wide email tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Dina. Let's go to item 4. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the appointment of applicant number 042720022-04 to the position of Human Resources Supervisor, effective date to be determined. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
I have a motion from McAuliffe. Second from Lopez. Any discussion? No? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Dina?
Thank you. Congratulations to Natalia Gonzalez. Natalia began employment as a confidential employee in 2015, where she was hired as a human resources technician. She is currently an HR Senior Administrative Assistant 2 and will begin her position as Human Resources Supervisor tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, item E, administrative services, no items. Item 10, board discussion. Let's move on to board member activities related to school business, and Trustee Lopez. Thank you.
Thank you, Board President Alvarez. My board report this evening might even rival Board Clerk Philbeck's in the number of, I don't want to oversell it, but it could get close. Beginning way back 6 weeks ago, sorry, not that far back. 6 weeks ago, after our last board meeting, I was able to attend with many of us at the Lion King performance, which may have also attended at James Gwynn. Great costumes, great set designs, great choreography. Everything was great. Got me a little nostalgic from my own childhood as I was watching, the performance. So it was great. So I just want to thank the staff for doing an awesome job with our students, our scholars, making sure that they are enjoying the arts as well as learning academically. Saturday, March 12th, I was able to visit Ponderosa on a weekend and visited our principal there, Dr. Valdez, our vice principal, and Dr. Moreno was there as well for the Advantage Debate tournament. And I believe we came in second place. Okay, second place. So great job spending our weekend doing that. That was great. Monday, March 14th, I had an opportunity to meet with James Gwynn staff. So I was back there at the campus in a virtual setting, meeting with them. March 16th, I had the opportunity to meet with Patrick Henry staff, just to check in on how the school year is going with them over there. Then Wednesday, March 16th, I was able to attend virtually the LCAP Advisory Committee meeting that was held here in this very room. And March 25th was the last day of my spring break. I spent with kind of a busy day. I spent it here with much of our Anaheim elementary staff. First, it was a 7 a.m. morning, 7 a.m. start to the morning at James Madison Elementary, meeting with staff there, seeing how their school year has gone so far, and areas for improvement, things we've done well. And then it was off to the DES office, meeting with Corey Robertson and his staff to see how all the complexities and stuff that I didn't understand at all about the technology that we have, and I took his word for all of it, that it's working well, and making sure to check my password afterwards and all that. So that was great. And then it was back over to Key Elementary. Maria Villegas was hosting an event there, so learning a little bit more about the curriculum instruction. There were a lot of, I think it was TK or kindergarten teachers, preschool from across the district were there for a meeting. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay the entire time because then I got to come over here to our district office, so I had a tour. I want to just give a shout out. I won't go through the entire summary of it, but I just want to give a couple shout outs and thanks to Rhonda Robertson, Francis Ramirez in Special Services, who's pinch hitting for Kristen Cinco, who had a meeting that came up that she had to attend, Linda Ruiz, Leslie Hansen, Renee McGuire, Donna Wittenberg, Matt Slusser, Juan Gomez, Alfredo Contreras, and Priscilla Martinez. And I think I covered most everybody, all of their staff as well. Were very hospitable, very patient with me, my questions and greeting me. So I appreciate that. The following week, I was able to meet with Gower staff, and then later that evening, I was able to attend with a couple of my board colleagues. Dr. Grace was there as well. We had Stoddard Elementary, Seussical. I think that was night 1 of 2 or of 3. I think there were 3 nights. So I was able, again, to take in some of the kind of Broadway type of feel. It was great. It was a lot cheaper than going to Segerstrom. So I appreciate being able to attend that. That was at Abraham Lincoln Elementary. The following day, I was able to meet with our Lincoln staff as well virtually. That was a 7 a.m. meeting as well. And then Monday, April 4th, John Marshall staff. And then I was able to start meeting a little bit more in person with Horace Mann staff on April 5th. That worked out. Again, April 6th, there was another LCAP advisory meeting. So we've had 2 LCAPs since our last meeting here. And then April 6th, I was also had the opportunity to visit Roosevelt Elementary for a Reader's Showcase. Board Clerk Philbeck was there as well. And one of the panels, we didn't get to all the panels, unfortunately. There were a lot of great books out there. The one that I chose featured some students who had read Number the Stars, which I just read recently. So I was excited about that. Lois Lowry, I had read The Giver with some of my students previously, so it was nice to get a student feedback on that. I thought was great. And then there were even some students who dressed up in costumes, so it was really fantastic seeing the passion that they have for literacy and learning. Inspired me to read some of the books that they had advertised. The following day, April 7th, I was able to meet with Juarez staff, also in person. And then Saturday, April 23rd, there was a Steamapalooza event at Magnolia High School that was in collaboration with Anaheim Union. And there were busloads of Anaheim Elementary students who were able to attend. There were hundreds of students. And it was interesting. They're all wearing their color-coded shirts. And I was trying to determine which school was wearing what shirt color. I know some of us, some of my board colleagues were there as well. And finally, on Monday, just 2 days ago, most of us were at the Teacher of the Year Awards, so I do want to give a special shout out to those teachers who were able to be recognized, some of them a little belatedly, but they were able to have that recognition for what they do. I know that none of our teachers or staff do it for the recognition. It's often a thankless job as in education, but it was nice to be there and be back in that venue after having that hiatus that we had taken the time off. So with that, I will conclude my remarks. So thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Lopez. Dr. McAuliffe?
First of all, I hope everyone had a wonderful spring break. For my spring break, I did go to a lot of educational conferences, starting off with the California Association for Bilingual Education. I think we had a total of 3 sessions, right? Is that correct? 3 sessions, and we had 4. So I attended 3 of the 4. I just want to say how incredibly proud I am of the Korean DLI teacher. I know the principal started off, but then she elaborated on the various pedagogical practices that she utilizes, and wow, please tell her I'm so incredibly proud of her presentation. And I know one of the presentations was also with our board president, Mr. Alvarez. Great job as well, and great job to all the presenters that presented during COB. It's always great to see. I wish we were in person, but it was a great virtual event, so thank you. I also actually presented myself at the California chapter for the National Association for Multicultural Education Conference. I am doing some new research on ethnic studies. As you know, it's a lot of great things happening throughout the state. And then I also attended the Stoddard musical production, Musical Kids. I really love how Dr. Grace really dedicated that musical to the students 2 years prior, right? You know, we think about a lot of the things that had closed down during the pandemic, and you know, the hard work that the kids throughout many schools throughout the country had worked, and all the things that they were ready to prepare for, all the things teachers were ready to prepare for, and then just to have everything closed in March and, you know, not completed. We really got to dedicate a lot of the hard work to, you know, students who weren't able to have their proms, weren't able to have, you know, their goodbyes that year. It's something that we really must reflect on, so I'm so happy that she did that. And lastly, I did attend a fundraiser at Sunkist, the PTA fundraiser that I was at Wendy's, I think. It was at Wendy's a few weeks back, and yeah, that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McAuliffe. Board Clerk Philbeck?
also attended the Lion King at Gwen, and I think that was one of the first things actually that kind of opened up, and it was just so exciting and so fun, as mentioned before, and the kids just did a fantastic job. It was a great production, and those are my favorite things, I think, to go to, are the musicals, and everybody just did a great job. And then right after that, before, this was a PTA meeting back like 5 weeks ago, I did go to the PTA meeting at the Key site, and it's just great to see our PTA members just thriving. You know, they've hit the ground running, and they're back in full swing, and it's magical to just see all the amazing things that they're doing and all the wonderful people that are involved. So, you know, I love me some PTA. I attended the volunteer lunch at the city, and I mentioned that because Anaheim's full of a lot of volunteers, and several of them, you know, we partner with. There's groups that we partner with, so it's kind of nice to get together for that recognition and see everybody. 4th District PTA Administrators Dinner, which I'm sure Mr. Alvarez is going to also mention, was that in Long Beach or Huntington Beach? Huntington Beach, yeah. It's a different venue, a little outside our borders here, but it was actually really good. It was fun, and there was an award from an Outstanding Teacher Award winner, Laura Houston, and for ensuring all students have access to art. So she made us very proud. It was just a wonderful dinner, and to everyone that helped do that, including our PTA members, it was first class. So, and we also were Zooming in. There's Mr. Alvarez and I and a few of the others on the CABI Awards, and I'll let you go ahead, and you're going to mention that, right? Okay, so I was honored to be invited to an event put on by the Office of Supervisor Katrina Foley, and it was commemorating National Women's History Month. It was called Women Making a Difference, and I was very honored to be invited, and it was a wonderful program over at Bowers Museum. So thank you to her for putting that on. It was really wonderful. Also, Seussical the Musical, put on by Stoddard. What a team. They just did, there was a lot of energy on that stage, let me tell you. It was just swinging, and so much fun. So congratulations to everyone involved. Also, the PTA fundraiser at Wendy's. It was one of those drive-through, and as I'm driving through, they're all like, yeah. So forget what I ordered, but you know, those are always fun to do that. I had a great meeting. I was invited to meet with AEEA on a Monday and with their board, and it was a great meeting, and I really enjoy their questions most of the time. Sometimes they're putting me on the spot a little bit, but actually the conversation was great, and I do appreciate their hospitality and inviting me. The Reader Showcase at Roosevelt, as Mr. Lopez mentioned, it was fantastic. I just loved the creativity that the students used to highlight their reading material, their book, and there was just so many things. I mean, and some of the computer technology was absolutely amazing. I don't think I could have sat there and did what some of these kids did. So I hope that we're the ones that are responsible for that, and they're learning all of that from us, but it was just great. So thank you to Roosevelt for doing that. It was wonderful. I'll mention Advocacy Kickoff by First Five. We had our Advocacy Day kickoff with a meeting, and then later in the afternoon, we all Zoomed into different elected officials' offices, and you know, had some really important conversations. And my particular advocacy person was we went with Sharon Quirk-Silva, Assemblywoman Sharon Quirk-Silva's office, and I wanted to just tell you a couple of asks that we had for the Assemblywoman, and this was going on with different. I'm on the First Five Commission, so we were all spread out and doing different sort of Zooms with all the legislators. And since so many of you have the little ones, First Five, you know, is early childhood development, birth to 5 years. One of our asks was look for AB 2402, and it's a Medi-Cal continuous eligibility, which would keep the eligibility in for 5 years instead of having to reapply every year, because, you know, we lose a lot of kids and parents through that process each year. That was one. And they're also big focus on infant and early childhood mental health. So there was a budget ask for $50 million in addition to also supplement home visitation programs, and a $250 million budget augmentation asked for the infant, early childhood, and mental health services to prevent and mitigate mental health concerns and promote healthy social, emotional development, and also to train providers of infants and toddlers, because, you know, as we're coming out of this pandemic, we're seeing a very, very, very strong need for this. So I wanted to bring attention to that. And also, we had 3 asks, and the third one was advocating for increased child care provider wages, because that kind of fits in with all of this. We need to work on that. So it was really an important day, and I appreciated being part of it. And everything that we can do from birth to 5 helps us from then on into our sphere. So, you know, it's very important. The Orange County School Board Association Joint Dinner, Association of California School Administrators, that's what the ACSA is, right? Okay, and we had a great speaker, author of Thrivers, Michelle Borba. And it was a really great presentation, and it was a great dinner. I appreciated the company at my table. Everyone was wonderful. Madison tree planting for Earth Day. This was a lot of fun too, because the kids were wound up and they were ready to go, and the littles sang for us, got the whole world in his hands, and I was thrilled. You know me, you know I'm thrilled when the ukuleles come out. And the ukuleles came out, and it was like, okay, I'm good. This is just wonderful. So it was a great program. We had representatives from the city of Anaheim, including a couple of council members and the mayor. And it was just a wonderful, beautiful day to have the tree planting. I attended also the Teacher of the Year celebration with my colleagues and the honorees. I believe, Mr. Lopez, you mentioned the names, right? No. Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
I have a name.
Okay, so that we're not being totally redundant here, I'll let Mr. Alvarez mention the names, but just know we're really proud of every one of you. You honor us by being in the district, and congratulations on your recognition. And thank you to all of our partners and teachers and everyone here that even without the recognition, that steps up every day and does what is needed to be done to make AESD amazing and give the support to our children, educational support. So thank you to everyone. And it was a lot of fun, a bus driver appreciation day, luncheon. I love that day because I personally remembered, you know, many, like way many years ago, riding the bus to my elementary school, Palm Lane, as a matter of fact. And I loved my bus driver. It was fun to get on that bus every day. It's funny, I don't remember some of the teachers and stuff, but I remember my bus driver, and she was just wonderful. So, you know, bus drivers, they handle our most precious cargo, and they are appreciated, and it was just a wonderful, you know, lunch. Lunch was great, and it was a lot of fun and relaxing to be there and to be able to appreciate them. I'll just mention also Schools First Credit Union showcased one of our Barton teacher, Michelle Matney, that's correct, right? Recipient of the Education Foundation grant. So congratulations, Michelle, we're also very proud of you. And lastly, I would like to just say thank you to all of you who were so kind and reached out to me after the passing of my brother. Your cards, your texts, your emails, your phone calls I so greatly appreciate them. And it's wonderful to be a part of a school district family that has so much kindness and love. And you're still helping me through a rough time. Thank you so much. I haven't gotten back to everybody, but I want you to know I received everything and greatly appreciate your messages of condolence and sympathy, and you're very kind, wonderful people, so thank you. And that closes it for me.
Thank you, Board Clerk Philbeck. All right, so I'm trying to go all the way back. So going back to March 10th, I also attended the Lion King presentation at Gwynn. And something that really struck me then is you can tell when there's a student who's going to be a Broadway actor when you see them, right?
Yes.
And it shows up at that age. And so there was a couple of students where I thought, yeah, that one's it. And so it's just really cool to see that a child can already know and feel what they're about at that age, and that we're doing the work to foster that is really near and dear to me, because what else are we doing if we're not fostering the love of something or passion for something in kids, right? So that kind of just pumped me up as we went along. The week of March 22nd, I attended the PTA board meeting when we had the election. I was there with Board Clerk Philbeck. Just nice to see parents in action and taking all of our members and our staff that show up to support and taking their voice and nominating and voting in a new cabinet. I welcome Mrs. Lusser to be our new PTSA president for next year here in Anaheim Elementary. Looking forward to working with them and all the great things that they're going to help us get done, right? That same week, I had the luxury, or the pleasure of visiting different departments around the district office and even at the key site, just shadowing different people, our people that do all the work behind the scenes that we rarely get to see in action. Everyone welcomed me with open arms, open conversations about just what they're doing or some things they're working on. And it just was really a great time for me to just get to know people or get to know them better in their capacity and what they're doing for our district. And I just really appreciate all of our employees. We're doing a lot of great work. And when we see each other in action, it validates that, wow, yeah, we're putting our heart and soul into this work, and that's what it's about. So I just really appreciated that time with everybody who invited me into their space. So thank you. All right, so let's move on. I'm going through my Facebook to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, and then on March 29th, I also attended the musical at Lincoln Elementary for Started. Same thing, just great time. I took my own son and my wife went and we saw it, and so just another way to spend time with your family, supporting other families, right? So good times. I love the costumes there, the colors, everything was went really well. And then we went to the administrative dinner for PTSA on the 30th. It was themed 80s. We got to honor one of our very own at that award ceremony. It's Laura, right? Houston. And so she was surprised. We were there at our table, and they were giving all these awards, and we were just like, la, 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 having dinner, having a good time. And then Jesse Alvarez went up there and started talking the details of the award and all the work that Laura Houston does for our district. And you could just see her and her husband realizing, wait, we're here for this. And so just seeing that moment of also our staff realizing that they are appreciated, and even though they don't do the work for these types of recognitions, that they feel the joy in being appreciated, and they know that we see their work and the value that they bring to our organization, right? And at the exact same time as that dinner, we were kind of in two spaces at once. So some of us were on Zoom watching Lincoln Elementary get their award for the Seal of Excellence as a school through CABE, right? So we were on our phone watching the ceremony and the video of the students that they created there, where they were kind of they set it up as a news story about the dual language program there. So that was a lot of fun. So we're over here at the admin dinner, sitting at a bench, and we're all huddled together watching the ceremony on Zoom. So it was a great time, good memories about how we can be there for one another in different spaces and times, right? And just seeing the work get recognized is always, I think, one of the greatest pleasures that I think as we board members get, that we know our work is being recognized and our work is being validated by outside organizations who look to us as like the model for programming, right, statewide.
We got
So-
to make comments.
Yeah, yeah, so we were typing on
making
our phones.
comments.
Yeah, so congratulations, Anaheim Elementary School District and Abraham Lincoln School. That's where my son went. So also really kind of hit me at home, right? My son is a product of that program, and it was really just great to see the work of past teachers, present teachers, and even the teachers to come, right? That they're doing good work and doing right by our community by enhancing the language acquisition of our students, right? Let's see what else. I don't want to miss it. Okay, and then I think the last thing I want to mention about where I went, I went to the Teacher of the Year ceremony at the Disneyland Hotel, and we want to give a shout out to our teachers that were awarded there through 2021 and 2022. They did a 2-year span of Teachers of the Year. A shout out to Melanie Davert, Veronica Ryan, Quinn Taylor, and Alyssa Wetherell. Okay, so it was a long night, but it was really just inspiring night, right? So there were featured videos of the different Teachers of the Year, and you just get the stories, and some of them just really hit home. I'm like, that's me, that's us, right? And so you saw yourself. I'm a teacher, so I saw myself in a lot of those educators in the film. And you just feel good when you're boosting each other up, right? So we're not looking for these awards, but when you just see people that you know are doing the work in the right way, you just feel good about it, right? And it feels good to know that we have teachers in our district that really just put their all into their job and support our families and our kids, right? And then let's see, what else did I want to go over? I wanted to sing happy birthday to Board Member Lopez. His birthday was actually on Monday, so we spent the evening at the Teacher of the Year ceremony on his birthday. So let's go ahead and sing happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark Lopez. Happy birthday to you. Okay, and then if I could just ask that we have maybe a moment of silence for John.
May I add something first? I just forgot to mention congratulations to the amazing AESD for once again getting a Communities in Music Award for the 4th year in a row from NAM. I forgot to put that in, so we're really proud of that, and yay us. So thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. I really want to remember John Philbeck on behalf of Jackie, and let's have a moment of silence. Let's do a minute. Yeah. Okay. So let's a moment of silence. All right. Yeah, thank you so much for that, everybody. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move on to future agenda items. Any future agenda items? No? None? All right. We're at adjournment. Our next meeting will be on May 11th. We adjourn this meeting at 7:47 p.m. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. What's your note? Okay. Oh, yeah. I was going to say that.
Anaheim SOAR is a political group. It's very negatively, it calls for Save Our Anaheim Resort.
Okay.
And it's,
It's a pack.
it's a pack, and it's very, very negative, I would say very,
Yeah, I wouldn't use
it
it.
has a negative connotation, and it's called Anaheim SOAR. Yeah, I saw that and I went, oh, that's gonna be really, really confusing if that becomes a thing.
Okay.
That's why I wanted one to kind of rule in on it, is that.
No, yeah, I was going to tell him the same thing.
The newsletter goes on next week, we will take it out.
And
Yeah,
Dr.
you
Downing,
got some problems with that one.
Okay.
there is something I wanted to hand off to you, and I went to print